Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Before we begin, as is tradition, I'd like to thank you all for your ongoing support, encouragement, and engagement. Your participation via subscribing, likes, and comments is worth its weight in gold, and for that, I thank you. Please continue supporting me by watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. So far, we have played a little bit with setting up Active Directory, setting up some management utilities such as IPAM, and having a look overview, very basic, very basic overview at a management system. So IPAM. We've had IPAM with a dependent system such as MySQL, therefore combining it and the resulting become a complex system. And we've also had IPAM with the Windows built-in directory file. Sorry, I don't remember the exact wording for it, but that's roughly what it is. So it's all fine and dandy, but let's not entrap ourselves into a single ecosystem. And because of that reason, so that we can remain open, we can remain very malleable, we are also going to be looking at reproducing everything that we have done so far on Windows onto Linux. And the way we're going to be doing it is we're going to be reproducing. We're going to start off with a very basic video today, by the way. So it's not going to be anything over the top. It's just going to be a very basic domain setup with FreeIPA on Fedora server. How are we going to do that? So first and foremost, we're going to go on the Fedora project website and we're going to download Fedora server. I already have it installed. Upload the ISO from over here to your hypervisor or your cloud server or whatever have you, so that you can play around with it and deploy it in a virtual machine. For the project that we're going to be playing around with, I would recommend 4 core, 4 gig of RAM, and 128 gig of space. So once you've loaded your ISO to your hypervisor and started the virtual machine, this is a very bog standard, by the way, UEFI secure boot, 4 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, and 128, I believe, gigs of space. We're just gonna quickly run through the setup, and the way we're gonna get FreeIPA to install is gonna be through the setup utility, which is the Anaconda installer. So bear with me. We're going to take it nice and slow and hopefully cover any questions that you guys might have during this setup. Choose your language. Go ahead and click on continue. Localization, destination, just get it as is. Click on done. It's going to take the automatic partitioning under software selection. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna leave it as is for now. We're gonna go under the root axis. We're gonna leave it as off, and we're gonna create a demo user, which is just user. And I believe it does at some point ask us what we're going to be using for, and if it doesn't, that's okay. We're just going to use the DNF package manager so that we can install whatever it is we need to install. But for now, I'm going to pause video. So if you have completed the installation and it hasn't asked you whether or not you want to install any additional packages, that's okay. It's potentially my fault because I believe I may be remembering Fedora workstation install process rather than Fedora server. That's not a problem. As soon as you log into your virtual machine, okay, sorry about that. Definitely forgot to reboot the server. Now that your new addressing scheme is working, go ahead and re-enter back into your cockpit administrative interface. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I also have the local server console next to me. So if anything does end up happening, it's not the end of the world. I can always recover. But if you don't, make sure that you double check your settings. And yeah, just make sure that you double check your settings. Simple as that. Now, we are let's see, where is it? No, I don't want cockpit. I want FreeIPA. Yeah. Now then, um, we can install it with DNF. So let's go ahead and install it with DNF. So I'm going to use the terminal. Type in DNF install FreeIPA. Oh, sudo su. Sorry about that. Now then, DNF install FreeIPA -star, and that's going to install all of it. I'll see you guys in 1 gig. All right, now setup has completed for FreeIPA, but before we invoke the setup utility, there's three more things that we need to do. We're going to install bind ch root. Yes, we want to install it. Oh, sorry, I forgot DNF in the front. Yes. That's cool. Fantastic. Next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our domain name or QFDN is exactly what we want it to be. So, open your favorite browser or text editor and go to /etc/hosts. Oh, let's fix that right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, and make sure that we have 127.0.0.1 tab, and we're gonna call this len-server05.my home office. So you want the full domain first, space, just the DNS. So len-server05, and as well, and the second address you want to have in there is the network IP. So in this case, it's going to be 192.168.25.2. And you want to call it whatever your domain service is going to be called. So in this case, it's going to be, again, len-server05.myhome.office space, sorry, not tab, and then the subdomain is going to be len-server05. Control S and Control X, and then you're going to go under nano /etc sysconfig and network created by Anaconda. You're gonna type the word networking equal yes, host name equal, without a space, len dash server dash 05 dot myhome dot office. Save and exit. Now reboot for best result. And once your server comes back up, you know that actually we can test it from not really. Sorry, we cannot test it just yet because currently the DNS server for our network is configured to be our gateway, and because we haven't really configured any additional entries to our gateway, it doesn't really know that this server right here is going to be our domain server. So we cannot test it just yet. So just be patient, trust the process. Now, IPA server install dash dash setup bind. And the command should invoke the install process. Okay. I don't know. Yes. The computer on which you're setting up using the form. My home.office. Okay, so my home.office. Yes, it's exactly it. So directory manager password. So IPA admin password. This should okay. 192. Oops. Does not manage the configured canonical host name. Oh, yes. Very, very important, guys. Make sure you check your spelling. So I just gotta go back real quick. And okay, office, okay. So sorry about that. I do apologize. I can't spell. So let's reboot the server again after I've just corrected it, and we're going to try that again. I do apologize. It's my bad. So as soon as the server comes back up, we are good to go to play with it again. Now you could also do it through the cockpit user interface, which is just just over here. Um, if you feel comfortable with it, go ahead and use that. If you feel comfortable with CLI, go ahead and use that. It's the same. Uh, it's the same process for either one of them. What? Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. It'll probably fail again, and that's okay. You know it. Okay, we're gonna take the long way around, and that's okay. So, do you want? Yes, I want to integrate. Just make sure that you spell. Oh, I think I might have had another hiccup. Erase the initial line that goes 127.0.0.1 with all of the we're gonna get it. It's I do apologize. At the end of the day, listen, guys, by no means am I a professional. I learn as I go, and one of my advantages is that I'm a quick learner, so that whenever there's a problem, I read into it and I think about it for a second or a minute, and then I pass on to the resolution. Um, Sometimes I'm not always gonna get it wrong, and that's okay. And I don't expect you guys to be 100% either. So don't worry about it. It's a work in progress. You're gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, and at the end of the day, everybody's gonna be happy. So let's try this one more time. Yes. Uh, Lin server 05.myhome.office. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna put a pause on this for a couple of minutes. I'll try to figure out. I think I just need to get rid of 127, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about the delay. Found the error. Do not do what I did. Whenever you go into the host file, there's going to be two lines. I believe it's line 3 and 4 that outline 127.0.0.1 and semicolon 1 for both localhost version 4 and localhost version 6. Do not delete those lines. And just at the bottom of the file, what you want to do is you're going to add the static IP of your server. So in my case, 192.168.25.2 space, or sorry, tab, FQDN space domain name, and just leave it at that. So in this case, what I had to do, I had to get rid of the additional line of 127, and everything worked out fine. If you give me just a second, I will show you what it is. But as you can see, right now, the error is fixed, and I just completed the installation for FreeIPA. I am just going to finalize this real quick, and then I will show you my apologies, and I will show you the host file. As soon as this is done, I will resume the video. There it is, guys. I know I'm being a little preemptive right now, but there it is. Problem solved. And this is, I'm like 2 coffees in trying to figure out what went wrong. And when I tell you, you're gonna literally fall on the ground, and you're gonna throw your chair, and then you're probably gonna flip your desk, and okay. So as soon as the setup is done from the CLI, I'm just going to go back into the host file. Okay, just wait. Okay, setup complete. Setup complete. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the host file. Okay, here is what was wrong. All you had to do, all I had to do was comment out the server from identifying itself as localhost on 127.0.0.1, and it worked flawlessly. So forget about everything else I said about the host file with 127.0.0.1. You don't want that. Just put a pound on there. That's it. Put a pound. You don't want it to identify itself on 127.0.0.1 ever. And you are GTG. You are good to go. You are fantastic. And when you do that setup process, it is going to go successful. All right. Enough messing around. Thank you so much for watching. Despite all the little hiccups, we were finally successful to set up FreeIPA. In the next video, we are going to mess around with managing, and we are going to add users into our FreeIPA instance, and we are going to rehire the Belcher family. Thank you very much. I will see you all in the next one.